Sup lads, welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to be taking a look at Arsenal, as you can tell from the title, that's why you clicked on the video, isn't it? But we're going to be looking at Arsenal today, how they have their resurgence from, relegation zone, 3 losses from 3 after this, well, not even just this season, not even getting Europe last year, finishing outside the top 6 for 2 years in a row, to losing the first 3 games this year, to then kicking on, and now they sit inside the top 4. So I'm going to be looking at how if they've gone from being a bit of a banter club to actually challenging for the Champions League places. So obviously we're going to talk about the start of the season, 3 defeats in a row. But if you look back on it, it was the Brentford side who were very, very up for it. First ever game in the Premier League, first game with fans back. And, Arsenal did have a few injuries, and also it was a young team with a lot of debutants in there. So, first real opportunity for a lot of those players in an Arsenal shirt. So, and Brentford were up for it, and you could tell they won 2-0. And to be fair, not just that, Brentford have proved they're a good team and they can battle against teams in the Premier League this year, so not a bad loss at all. And the other two against Chelsea, currently sit third, and City, who are currently table toppers. I know they did lose the City game 5-0, but they were down to 10 men, and also City are ruthless sometimes. They can just turn up and destroy teams, whether that's Arsenal, whether that's Leeds, whether that's anyone else. They can just put goals past you however they like. So yeah, that explains all those 3 losses in a row. After that, they picked up a few easy fixtures: Norwich 1-0 win, Burnley 1-0 win. It's getting the job done. It's getting the points on the board. You can argue it's not pretty or it's not amazing, but it's getting points on the board, and it's when the teams start to gradually build up. And their other losses, they've got 6 losses this season, came against Liverpool, understandable, Man United, understandable, and Everton, which, is a bit of a blip, considering Everton, I think, lost hadn't won in about 7 or 8 games before that, but that was from a screamer from Damari Gray in the last minute. So what can you do? Arsenal didn't play the best that game, I must admit, but with a young team, you're going to have games like that. You're not going to win everything, and you will have a little slip up here and there. But again, against big teams like Man United, Liverpool, it's a young team. It's not going to really upset the odds just yet. I think it's definitely got the potential to do that, but it's going to take some time for that team to fully start battling with other teams like Liverpool, Man City, Man United. They're sitting 4th, which is not bad for a team like Arsenal, who at the start of the season were so down. They were bottom of the league after 3 games. But to come back from that as a young group as well, who obviously were never really gone. I mean, Ramsdale has, obviously, who we'll get on to in a minute, but a lot of those players were never really been down in that relegation zone before. The guys at Real Madrid pretty much his whole career, they would never had that. Lacazette, Aubameyang, I doubt they would have had that as well, but and Kieran Tierney obviously been at Celtic his whole career before Arsenal, so that he definitely would have experienced that. But to pick up like they did is fantastic. And I'm going to go through the 11 now, and their ages: Ramsdale 23, Tomiyasu 23, Gabriel 24, Ben White 24, Kieran Tierney 24, or Nuno Tavares, who's played left back as well, he's 21. They got Thomas Partey 28, Odegaard's 23, Saka's 20, Smith Rowe's 21, and then Aubameyang and Lacazette, who are 30 and 32. So those are the 2 big anomalies in the squad, aren't they? And I think, I think striker's got to be the next place to look. I mean, to upgrade on that team. Obviously, Aubameyang has been stripped of the captaincy, which I think was the right thing to do. He's not the right player to set an example and to lead these youngsters, I don't think. I think they need someone else up front as well. Aubameyang, ever since he's got his contract, has been quite poor. Lacazette's picked it up a bit in recent weeks, but still, I think over time, maybe next summer, they can look to upgrade on Lacazette. And other players in the squad as well, you got Albert Samila Conga, 22. Gabriel Martinelli, who's done superb in recent weeks, is 20. And Eddie Nketiah got a hat-trick last night, albeit against Sunderland, is 22 as well. So the average player age of all those players is 23.8. That is mad. I'm pretty sure that's the youngest in the Premier League. But, 23.8, these players are only going to grow together and get stronger together as a team, and as individually, they're going to get stronger, they're going to get better, and they're going to start challenging for those titles. And, they've got other players out on loan: William Saliba, Matteo Guendouzi, both at Marseille. They can come back in, they can do well, I think. It doesn't end the youth prospects at Arsenal at the moment, so... and what really was good for Arsenal was the transfer business they did in the summer. They brought in a load of young players. You think Ramsdale, everyone thought that was a bit of a meme signing. They already had Leno. They just bring in a goalie that's got relegated for the last 2 seasons. He's been absolutely fantastic, arguably one of the signings of the year. Tomiyasu's been superb at right back as well, another contender for signing of the year. A massive improvement on Hector Bellerin, who's now on loan at Betis or something. I think, to be fair, Real Betis are doing quite well in the Liga, but Tomiyasu just been a massive improvement there. Same with Ben White, he's been an improvement on all the ones before, and Mustafi, David Luiz, Pablo Mari, he's another massive improvement there. And Ødegaard brought him in, massive improvement. To be fair, Xhaka could have also got in that starting 11 that I put out, but couldn't leave out Ødegaard, let's be real. You know, the signings they made have all been massive improvements. As I said, just at the back, they need to sharpen up. Ramsdale's been superb. Tomiyasu and Ben White both been superb, and Gabriel's stepped up this year. Kieran Tierney, when he's been injured, Nuno Tavares has been brilliant as well. So, you know, it's really not everything's going right for Arsenal at the moment, pretty much. You know, and a big part of this is selling the deadwood as well. They're not making signings like that anymore, like David Luiz, Ozil, Socrates, Willian. They're past that now. Kolasinac as well, all gone. They've all left Arsenal now. I think pretty all of them on a permanent basis. They're stripping off the deadwood, and I think Aubameyang will be the next to go from that. I know he's been a bit of a cult hero at Arsenal for the past 2 years, but apart since he signed his contract, he's been quite poor. Let's be real here. But I think he's got to go next, and I think the perfect striker for them to get will be Dusan Vlahovic. You don't know who he is. He is banging in goals for fun in Serie A for Fiorentina at the moment, but it'll probably cost a big fee. But I think Arsenal, he'd be perfect for them, and I can't really think of anyone else that would fit that mould. I think he is about 23, 24 as well, so he'd be perfect for this age group as well. Obviously, we've seen the likes of Luka Jovic not really taking that step up after banging goals for Frankfurt, Serbian as well, like Vlahovic. But I think there's just something different about Vlahovic, how he is just banging in goals for like they're nothing for Fiorentina. So I think he would be a very good signing if they can get him to replace Aubameyang. Maybe Lacazette can be the next to go. Maybe Nketiah can step up. I think he wanted to leave, but now, you know, he's scoring a hat-trick. Maybe with Aubameyang being dropped, he can step up and take his chance in the first team now. I think he definitely deserves a start. I know it's Sunderland, I know they're in League One, but a hat-trick's a hat-trick. And, you know, he's done well there. Martinelli as well, another player that's getting in that starting lineup. He's been superb the past few games. You know, it's really, it's all going right. And as I said, I do clearly want to talk about Arteta as well. Obviously a young manager. I think he's still only like 38, which is incredible. And he already joined about 2 years ago. Yeah, he started off all right. There's been a few calls here and there, and a couple of especially at the start of this season for him to go, but they've held on to him, and he's done brilliantly. I think he's the perfect manager for this team. Young manager with a young team, and you know, when you bring in young managers, they've got to find the right players to suit their system. So you can't just give them 1 year and they've got to go. You've got to give them a few years to build their team, and I think this is what Arteta's team is starting to look like. He's got most of the foundations there now, and you can see they're playing well. They're playing how Arteta wants them to play, and I think he's turning out to be a good manager. I mean, I think if you're learning under Pep for 3 years at City, you're obviously going to learn something, aren't you? And you can see that now. And as I said, I think Lacazette and Aubameyang have got to be the next ones to go in that team. They do kind of need a leader, an older head in that squad, but I think the likes of Granit Xhaka could help out with that. Keep on Lacazette for a bit, and you know, maybe bring in a bit of experience to help the team. Maybe Arteta can bring in maybe a more experienced assistant as well, or coach to you know, help along with the team. But you know, this is a really exciting time, I think, for Arsenal fans. And will they get top 4 this year? It'll be tight. Will these youngsters start to fall off? Maybe. We're not sure about that yet. Who knows? But I think the goal for Arsenal this year, just try and get a top 6 finish. I think they're pretty much guaranteed Europe now. But they can push for the top 4. Will they get it? I'm not sure. I think Man United can definitely see them having a fight back. West Ham, you know, you can't rule them out either. And Spurs, they're having quite an underrated season, to be fair. They're still up and around those top 4 places, and they're doing well under Conte. So it'll be interesting to see if Arsenal do finish at the end of the season. I think with a couple more signings, like I said, Dusan Vlahovic, they are gunning for a top 4 place, I think. And I think the good times will return to Arsenal soon. I think if not next year, if not next season, then the season after, I think Champions League will be back at the Emirates. So yeah, thank you much today, guys. This was my video on Arsenal. Let me know your thoughts on them in the description. Are they gonna in the comments? I haven't done a video in a while. I'm sorry. I've got what everything means, but yeah, it's probably my last video before Christmas as well. So Merry Christmas to all of you if you are celebrating. I'll try and get maybe one more video out before the end of the year. But we'll see about that. So yeah, thank you very much today, guys, and I'll see you all soon.
Whoa, I've got a premonition, I'm dreaming you and I. All my darkest fears are coming outside. We got a billion reasons, we got this melody, and you can trust me, baby.